Here in Macon, Georgia. I'm sorry? I have been known to work professionally, yes.
For the newspaper?
And other agencies, yes.
Did you ever work for the newspaper?
I'm not at liberty to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm Phil Dodson's wife, by the way.
Are you? Oh, okay. It's nice to meet you.
What's your name, sir?
It's...
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You can hide. You can run, but you can't hide, buddy.
Yeah.
Paper not being ethical.
Hmm.
That's what when you said I try and be ethical, when this guy sounds very familiar.
Well, I try not to give myself away, but there's certain details that's hard to hide.
No, an ethical
You know.
person. No, your voice. That's what somebody just said to me that they recognize my voice. I went, you recognize my voice? Whatever. But the fact that you were taking photos in the manner which you were, that's why I couldn't take it. When I'm stupid, I need AAA.
I'm sorry?
When I'm stupid. Oh my God!
There's your guy.
Oh my God! I just said that too.
There you go. Have a good one. Yes, ma'am. All right, guys. Well, I got identified here by a civilian or citizen, I guess, or public member of the public, who recognized some of my work that I've done for some other agencies. So. Wow, we got several missing children here. Also got a reward for the shooting death of a contract truck driver. We're offering a $100,000 reward leading to the arrest. Hello. No, thank you. I'm just doing some shoots. Just taking some photographs.
Okay, you can't take one of this page where you right there. Okay? Just go there, take it back this way all you want to.
That says who?
It says the federal government and that sign right there.
What does the sign say? Yeah, the sign right here says I can.
You can't take one of our stand. You can't take one of these pictures over here.
Is this part of the?
Security, our security area right there. You cannot take pictures.
Is this part of the Department of Homeland Security? Okay. Have you heard about the new 2018 memo that was put out by the Department of Homeland Security that specifically says you're allowed to?
Marshal Service, and you cannot take pictures of our area. You can't.
Okay. Is this a public lobby here?
You stand right there. Take all down this way you want to.
Is this a public lobby here?
This is public lobby that belongs to the federal government.
Okay, so it's a public lobby. So anything, according to your own paperwork, you just pointed out right here.
Well, I'm telling you.
It says building entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, and auditoriums for the news purposes.
So you can take all you want from here. You can't take a picture of us, of our area right here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you want to stand right here, take all the pictures you want that way, no problem.
But there's nothing against the law that says I can't take a photograph that way.
Yes, it is.
No, there's not.
Security says, and the U.S. Marshal says you can't.
Well, U.S. Marshal cannot go against what the First Amendment says, or the Department of Homeland Security memo. Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Just tell you, you can stand right here and take pictures that way all you want to.
This is a foyer. Anything I can see, I can take a photograph from here, from public space. That's what your paper. You pointed specifically to that paper,
I'm telling you.
and it says that you
What
can.
the U.S. Marshal told us.
Well, the U.S. Marshal's wrong. I'll be happy to speak with them when they come. If you is that who you called? Okay. I'll be right in this general area. I'm not going anywhere. Phones, electronic devices allowed in sight. Exactly. Title 18. So I assume that's the courthouse back behind the doors, correct? Okay. Right. Well, I don't plan on going past the secured area, so there's no issues there. You the marshal?
Yes, I am.
All right, we'll step over here so we can talk in private, or not private, but what's your name?
My name's Deputy Benson.
Mr. Dunn. How you doing?
Who?
Mr. Dunn.
Mr. Dunn.
Yeah. Apparently he's saying I'm not allowed to take photographs over there.
Not inside toward this, no, sir.
Well, I'm not going past that, but
We're not allowed to take pictures inside, pointing inside this lobby area.
okay. Now, who's saying that?
Do what now?
Who's putting that out?
Well, that's the policy here with the court system, and
Okay.
Well, what do you want the pictures for?
Well, that's not the point. The point is that I'm taking photographs here, and you're saying that I'm not allowed to take
Security
photographs.
reasons, you're not allowed to take pictures of this because, for one, it shows security, how security is done here at the federal courthouse.
You talking about a metal detector that's standard at most electronic departments?
Yes, but it.
I mean, if I go to Best Buy, they have
also,
those.
now, please understand. So you have a camera on a
Absolutely.
video camera, and we do know that some cameras take video of stuff instead of an actual still photo.
Okay.
You're not allowed to film or photo any of this stuff.
Can I show you something right here? Because I'm a reasonable guy, okay?
Right.
All right. But your security guard just pointed this out to me. And right here it says that you can do the exact thing you just told me I couldn't do.
It says what now?
You told me that I could not take photographs, and this is your rules and regulations, and it clearly states right here that I can. So
It says, except where security regulations apply or a federal court order or rule prohibits it. We have rules. You are not allowed to take pictures of our security procedures or video of our security procedures beyond those doors.
well, I'm not going beyond those doors.
If you're standing here taking a picture, it's showing beyond those doors. Those are glass that you can see through.
Okay, so
are we agree in that?
Yeah,
Okay.
they absolutely are glass.
Then the picture that you're taking is going to depict what's going on the other side of those doors.
So a glass wall, you're saying, is top secret stuff that nobody's supposed to be able to see.
Look,
I'm just trying to understand.
Well, I don't understand. You know, here's the deal. All right. Normally, the federal courthouse wouldn't even be open today. It's a federal holiday. Okay. I don't know why you're here taking pictures of this. You don't want to divulge that to me. That's fine. We're going to ask that you leave the premises. That's plain and simple. We've asked you not to take pictures of there. I don't know why you're trying to take pictures of this.
Okay, this area is open, is it not? This is the post office section?
It is, but normally it would be closed. It's open today because we have a federal trial going.
Okay.
Okay, and we have that going on. So I don't know, you know, but even if you come on any normal operating day, you're not allowed to take pictures of anything pointing that way or video of anything pointing that way.
You would be wrong.
We can argue that all day long, but
You would still be wrong.
well,
I wouldn't.
I'm sorry you feel like that, but
No,
I'm
that comes
actually
from
not wrong.
that comes from the Department of Homeland Security. Y'all fall underneath the Department of Homeland Security?
What are you taking pictures for?
It doesn't matter. Do you fall underneath the Department of Homeland Security?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
How about that?
it does
No,
because.
it doesn't.
Well, if you don't know, I'll answer it for you. You do fall underneath
I'm
the
glad
Department of
you
Homeland
know so
Security.
much.
Yeah, I do research.
What's your business here?
Taking photographs.
For what?
Taking photographs. That's all.
For what?
See, I don't even have to answer that.
All right.
But in either case, according to your own paperwork up here, and according to the Department of Homeland Security, which you're part of,
No,
I'm legal
not part
about-
of Homeland Security.
okay,
You need to do a little more research. I don't
the
work
U.S.
for
Marshals,
Security.
U.S.
Does not work
Marshals
for Homeland Security.
is under the advisement of the Department of Homeland Security. Okay, check out the 2018 memo that was just put out in March. Okay, it specifically even says in Section C that you are allowed to film security and countermeasures of federal buildings as well too. That's on there. Okay, so I'm just trying to save you this back and forth argument. I didn't even have to divulge that information to you. You should already know that. Okay, it was also put out in 2010 that it appears that a lot of you guys aren't aware of the 2010 memo that was put out. So, were you aware of the 2010 memo?
I'm not here to debate that with you.
It's not a debate. I'm asking the
I'm
question.
not here to answer your questions
Okay,
about
well,
that.
you're telling me something that you're saying you cannot do when the law and your regulations clearly say you can do it. So you're misinformed. So, are you his supervisor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I don't need to talk to him anymore. I can talk to you.
For a few minutes. We don't have time to stand here all
Okay,
day. Here's the deal.
I don't want to
Here's the
talk.
deal. You can take pictures of the building. You can take pictures down this hallway. But as far as the security setup that we have, I ask you not to do that.
You
It's
can
not that
ask,
hard.
but it's not against the law to do so. Is that correct?
We're arguing apples and oranges here. It's not.
I'm not talking about fruit at all. I'm talking about taking photographs of an area that I'm legally allowed to take, and you tell me that I'm
You
not.
can't take pictures of the
William
of the,
Hawks?
of the front desk where our CSO's set up and where we screen people that come in the building.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's
Well,
not true.
thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. That's sharing information. You know, that's how we all learn.
Right, and I want to learn, like I said, but I'm telling you, there's no reason to do it. There's not a good reason to
Does
do
there
it.
have to be a reason?
There ought to be. I mean, you know, for you to come up here, and I know you're filming and all that, and that's
Absolutely.
fine. I have no problem with that. I'm glad that you are. But I'm telling you, the outside of the building is fair game. Inside the building is not. Inside the
I mean,
taking images of the federal building side,
Okay,
the
well-
courthouse side, you can get them all day. Go down there and get the post mailboxes and different things like that, all you want.
got mailboxes right here.
Right, and that's
Okay.
that way.
Face-
So facing that way.
You've
Whenever
got to.
you're facing that way, it's
Okay.
totally different.
Well, again,
Well, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
you're welcome.
When he's down here,
Okay.
Do whatever you need to do.
I'm going to continue to film from where I'm at.
That's right. Go
Okay.
right ahead.
Thank you. But I would encourage you to look up that memo for training so we don't have these issues. Okay. Yeah, it was, I believe it was March 2018, the current one was issued out. The one prior to that was in 2010. Section C specifically talks about the security and measures of federal buildings. So. All right. Well, appreciate it. All right, so they do have the governmental rules here, and it does specifically say building entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, auditoriums for news purposes. This is the standard rules and regulations of the federal property here, and again, these gentlemen have said, contrary to what the law says here, or their regulations and what the actual law says, and what the Supreme Court has ruled against, and Georgia Supreme Court, and the laws, they've said that you cannot. They also, there is a federal trial that's going on today as well too. Were you going to look that up today, or are you going to wait till I leave to look that information up?
Did you read this? Did you read this?
I glanced at it briefly. Yeah.
Read that one right there, and then you'll understand.
Yeah.
You see this?
That's actually the same code, section 3.
You see this? Local judicial court rules. That's us. We're local.
Okay, but this is not. This is not.
This is a local. Those are our rules and regulations of this courthouse. Now, what you're doing is prohibited. You read that, right?
Okay, this is not the courthouse. This is a lobby, and as you said, this is the post office side.
Occupied space.
Okay, but this is the post office side, is it not? And you've got a glass door. Excuse me. I mean, it doesn't make sense if you don't want people to see what's going on to have a glass wall and a glass door in your highly secured area as you're claiming to be. But House Rep. I'm wondering, I got a Constitution up here anywhere. GSA. Could I ask you why you got such an issue with taking photographs? I mean, it's a First Amendment.
Regulations of the building. That's one of that's our number one priority.
Now, you know, and I'm trying to be reasonable with you, just talking to you. You know, at the airport, they have higher technological equipment at the airport than what you have here, correct? And you know...
Maybe not.
Okay, what they do, they have, I mean, I don't see any standing x-ray machines where you could do a full x-ray of a human body to check for cavity and stuff. I mean, I don't see that in plain sight, okay? It's not in plain sight at the airport either. But all the x-ray machines that you walk through as normal airline passengers, you know you're allowed to film those as well too. That's what TSA. TSA has already put out a memo on that, and I know you're not TSA, but they have no issues with people recording security here. There's nothing here that's classified, top secret. I mean, it's a metal detector, a walk-through metal detector. Every Best Buy, Circuit City, Walmart has these things, you know. Well, maybe not Walmart, but I mean, metal detectors are standard. There's nothing classified about that. Now, I think what you're referring to is talking about the screen, what's being visible through the x-ray machine portion is by seeing the contents on the screen. But you can't see that from here because that's facing away from the county. I think that's where you're getting things mixed up a little bit there. But if you're facing the screen towards the people here to see what's going on, then you're following your protocol as far as securing that information, and then it's still towards public view. Anything that can be seen in public view, because this is a public lobby here, can be recorded, can be filmed, can be photographed. And that's what I'm doing here. Just take, I mean, you've got beautiful architecture here. You know, you've got people that are interesting here that I'm taking photographs of, you know. To be honest with you, I mean, it really wasn't a big deal until I was over here taking photographs, and he came all the way out here to talk to me. And of course, you know, that caught my interest. Why is he coming all the way out past his post when I'm over here telling me I can't take photographs here? And then he called you guys, and he come down, and you know, I asked him to step over here so we can just talk between me and him, you know, because usually when you have 3 or 4 people around, people get amped up, and you know, it's human nature to, as from an officer standpoint, to, you know, want to control the situation and stuff. And when you have an officer with multiple people, they tend to try to show off in front of other officers. That's why I just asked for me to step off the side and just talk. And things were going okay somewhat as far as explaining what was going on, and then you came up, and then he started changing up a little bit. I found out because you're a supervisor, maybe he's trying to put on a show for you. But I understand what you're saying, because you're saying that's your policy. If policies are going against the law, also the Constitution as well too, you guys may want to relook at the policies and change your policies according to reflect with current law, current case law. Like I said, the Department of Homeland Security specifically says that you can record security as well too. And when you tell me you can't do that, and your department, the head of the government, federal government, is issuing memos out to the other departments saying that you can, you know, I mean, they kind of trump what you guys are saying as far as that locally. And I'm just sharing that information with you if you guys look at, you know, just like the Reading Rainbow guy says, don't take my word for it. Just, you know, I can give you the information, you can look it up, and there shouldn't be any issues with that. But that's really about it. You know, I mean, I don't have any weapons or anything on me. I mean, if you want to pat me down, I'll submit to a pat down.
You've been nothing but pleasant. I have no problems you coming up here. The only thing is we just ask you not to do the screen reports. That's it. We have policy procedure that is set by our agency, and there are local rules set by this court, and that's enough. It's no problem. We debate that. I get what you're saying. I 100% get it. I've got no problem. You want to go outside? I agree with you. One of the things you said, this building is one of the most beautiful buildings in the county.
It really is.
And to take pictures outside in here, no problem. If you wanted to write the court and ask to take inside, you know, the courthouse, as far as inside the, you know, the architecture inside one of the big ceremonial courtroom, that would be a wonderful thing to do. But if you went in there today and said, hey, I want to take pictures of the ceremonial courtroom, I'd have to tell you no.
Right, because inside the courtroom itself, I have to petition the judge for permission. Right, I totally understand that.
Go to the clerk's office. It's not a problem. And I think if it was a reasonable request and it wasn't a day when they had court or before or after the hearing, I think they would grant it. It's not up to me, but I think the court probably would. But to stand here and, you know, nobody, you know, we didn't wake up wanting to come down here and do all this. You do whatever you want to do. All I'm doing is asking you not to take pictures of the security post. That's all I'm doing. You already said you were going to do it, and that's fine. Right. Nobody's going any further than that. All we can do is ask you to do it.
That's good. And I appreciate you. I mean, like I said, you know, asking, I understand what you're saying on that.
But as far as getting here and debating different stuff, yeah, I mean, we're not going to do that. I mean...
Well, I wasn't debating. I was just letting him know, because the first thing your security guy said, now, I assume he's your security because he called you guys. So that's the only reason I'm assuming that. The first thing he did was point to the sign over here. And, you know, that paper is in a lot of federal buildings, you know. I mean, this isn't my first time going out to do recording and stuff like that. And that paperwork is posted all over the place. A lot of people misunderstand it. They say, oh, you can't because it says you can't. Well, it clearly says you can, actually. And I pointed that section out there. It's what they're referring to as far as local policies and stuff is referring to inside restricted areas. And this isn't a restricted area. Security checkpoints is not a restricted area because it's in a public lobby. It's a public
That's not, it's a different part of the building once you cross that threshold.
Well, yeah, once I go into that, well, yeah, and it's posted. It's posted. Once if I try to go through that checkpoint,
Right.
I have to provide all that information. But
Yes.
up to the checkpoint, I don't have to provide any of this stuff.
You're absolutely right.
Right. So that's what I'm saying is that, you know, I'm trying to stay within inside the law. You know.
And you have been.
Right.
There's no problems.
Okay.
There's no issue. You can stand out here all you want. You can stand out here and it gets dark. Don't care.
I hope I don't be here that long.
There's no problem. You're not in the way. You're not a bother. There's nothing wrong. But all we do is ask you not to do it. That's all we've done. And you're gonna sit here and do it. And that's fine. Have at it.
Uh-huh. Is he okay? Because he looks upset a little bit.
Oh no, he's fine.
Okay. Any idea when they're going to recess for the court thing today? No idea. No. So let's try to get some information on that as well. I guess I'll call up here tomorrow and get some information.
I mean, I don't know when it's going to end. It's a trial.
Right. No, I understand it. I was trying to get some information while I was here on
They'll
that.
be here tomorrow too.
Yeah.
So that's why they're trying to get it all done, trying to, make best use of the jury's time and all, court personnel and everything. And a little bit quieter. There aren't any more hearings that would take the judge off the bench. You can just stay and they can work.
Get him. Right.
So they're trying to.
You don't happen to have the clerk's number, do you, by chance?
I do.
Could I get that from you?
Yes. You can write it down, or you got it on your phone.
I can record it. Let's see.
I can find a piece of paper.
Yeah, if you would do that, it'd be fine.
Okay. Let me see if I can find a napkin or something.
You know what? Is it posted on the website?
Sir?
Is it on the website here?
Right?
No. The phone number for the. Okay, I can just look it up then. I appreciate it. That way, I don't know if you had a pen on you or not.
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, now I feel like I wasted your time doing that then. All right. Well, is this a way out as well too?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything else here at this moment.
All right.
So I appreciate your time. Thank you. Oh, so this is where the handicaps. I was wondering where that was at. It's on this side. All right, guys. Well, we got the point down. This was a public area in which the U.S. Marshals were saying you could not film or record here. After standing up and explaining to them that you can, there was no issues beyond that point, at least at this point anyway. They said they wasn't going to make contact with anybody else. I didn't know it was a holiday today. I got to start looking at the calendar more. Guys, if you needed to come to this building for whatever reason and you needed to use handicap accessibility, it's going to actually be on the side. Let me get the name of the street for you. It's going to be on 3rd Street. Yeah. It's going to be on 3rd Street is where you're going to need to go, guys. So